Sup bros, today we're going to view an electric tricycle called the Emojo Dexter. It's available for $15.99 in the link below this video. Should have a little coupon code down there to help save you a little money if you do decide to buy this. Top speed is 20 miles per hour, and if you opt for the dual battery version, they say you can do up to 100 miles of range. It's running on a LG battery pack, 14 amp hours, a 48 volt system, 7 speeds on the Shimano shifter. It's got a differential on the rear, and it is rear wheel drive. And looking at the spec sheet here, it basically looks like Emojo is trying to one-up one of the most popular electric trikes on the market. It's also got an 11.6 inch step-through frame. That's a very specific number. And it has a foldable frame to help keep it a little more compact, because these trikes can be pretty darn big. Skimming the spec sheet here, this does appear to be a compelling offer in the trike space. You can see the full details in the link below the video in the description box, but don't buy this thing just yet. Let's review it and see if it's any good. So it comes in this giant box, and you can just kind of lift this whole top off. Emojo. It's kind of a pretty box. It's got this rather large rack on the rear. Comes packaged up pretty nicely. It's also got this giant seat with a backrest on it. You can actually raise and lower the backrest. No suspension seat post, but you could add your own. And wow, quite a robust set of handlebars. They've got a big rise to them. They sweep back a little bit to make it comfy while riding this thing. It's got a thumb throttle. I'll show you the rest in a minute. So the whole thing does have a bit of weight to it, but you don't need to pick it up. You can just kind of roll it around on those back wheels. So it is a folding trike, and there is where it folds. Also, this trike is running on 20 by 2.5 inch wide tires. It's got a street tread on there. They should be nice and efficient riding on the street. Spoke wheels. These spokes will absorb some of the impact. And it's got a big old 180 millimeter rotor right up here on front. So with the rear wheels, it's not too hard to just pick this thing up kind of one-handed, drop that wheel right where it needs to be. And right away, I can tell what they're talking about. That wide frame on the bottom, that should be real easy getting on and off. And it's got the short 20-inch wheels, so it kind of brings the whole thing a little bit lower to the ground. It's also got a quick release lever for the front wheel. That makes it a little bit easier to pop that front wheel off if you need to, like load it up in a car or something. And it is rolling on hydraulic brakes. That's a hydraulic caliper. It's got some mineral oil in it, and the levers look pretty good. This is like your parking brake. Press that to kind of hold it in place. No kickstand on this thing, it won't roll away on you. You get a parking brake on both sides. And 7 speeds on the Shimano cassette. And we've got these faux leather ergonomic grips. They feel nice. And this will be our controls for pedal assist up, pedal assist down, mode. And here's how you power it on down here. Here's our display we still need to hook up. And it does have a USB-C port down here to charge your cell phone. That's nice to see. And obviously I chose red, but if you're not digging the red, they do have quite a variety of color options. You can check it in the link below. Here's the pedals that come with this one. They are plastic, which I think is an excellent choice for a trike because these aren't gonna mess up your shins and stuff if you hit these plastic ones on your leg. Not nearly as much so as a pair of metal pedals with like cleats on them anyway. All right, let's take a look at the powertrain on this thing. Designed in California, USA. Here is the controller box back here. So the controller is housed inside here, protecting it from the elements. And it has a 500 watt geared hub motor, 500 watts nominal power. And they're basically using a hub drive motor as a mid-drive motor. We've seen this on many trikes. So it sends the power back through this gear. Well, actually, let's back up. You got your pedal unit up here, so you can pedal and put your power through this chain. Let me flip this whole trike around real quick. Turns on a dime, bruh. So you can pedal and send your power back using the pedal assist system, which sends your power to these gears. And you have 7 gears to choose from. Use the big granny gear for climbing hills, or this one if you want to go 20 miles an hour. And then on top of that, you have your geared hub motor that I just showed you. So this will give you power assist from the motor and battery, or if that is the motor. But you don't have to use the pedal assist system. You can just use the throttle and that'll send power to that motor back there. And then the final step in the equation here is that power, whether from your legs or the motor, comes out the other side and gets sent back here to the differential on the rear. The differential back here sends power to both wheels. So we have a rear wheel drive trike, both wheels will power it. The differential allows you to go around turns. It's an open differential. So what that allows you to do is allows one wheel to spin faster than the other wheel. So say you're taking a right-hand turn, you need this left wheel to have a higher velocity and the inner wheel to have less of a velocity as you do that turn. So it's just better. Now we have a light on the back here, and some trikes will choose to have a brake on each wheel. This one has one rotor that basically just brakes the entire rear, and honestly it's probably totally fine. It is a hydraulic brake. I think it's a 180 millimeter rotor. I'll look for the number. There you have it, 180. And then obviously you have your battery to power the whole thing. They do offer dual battery. Looks like the other one will just go right there. Pretty clean looking install. We're gonna pop that out and take a look at it, just a few. So to get the battery off, you just twist this key and the whole thing slides right on out. It does have a switch on it, so make sure that is in the correct position for the thing to work. And we can see it is listed as a 48 volt, 14 amp hour battery pack with 672 watt hours of energy. Now, of course, you could double that by getting a second battery. And the charger they give us is a 2 amp charger. 14 amp hour battery would take 7 hours to charge that one battery from empty to full. And I'm gonna throw this front basket on, which also looks pretty nice. It's got that wood bottom, and we'll get that front plastic fender on there also, as well as a few other accessories like these mirrors and actually a chain lock. A chain lock is like the most secure kind of lock. I don't know what kind of chain we got going on in here, but chains are harder to cut than most any other kind of lock. They are the gold standard. We have a phone mount accessory as well, and also this giant cooler kind of bag for the rear basket. So we'll check it out. But before we put that stuff on, I want to hop on this thing and show you what it's like. It does have an adjustable angle handlebar, so you can raise and lower this up how you like it, and the bars are all adjustable. You can tilt them forward, back, and like the whole thing sweep back. I just want to see what it's like to get on this thing. So as you can see, the seat does come up pretty darn high. I am 6'5", probably a little bit too tall for this trike, but let me just show you what I look like getting on it. There is a huge, wide, open gap down here. Boy, does getting on a trike like this make it so easy. It does have that double wall guard up here for the chainring, which generally is good for, you know, not damaging the teeth of your sprocket if you hit it on the ground. However, in this case, getting on this trike, it would actually prevent your leg from getting caught on that sprocket. So that's kind of nice. I was wondering why they had that on there. So yeah, with inseam 34, I can get on this way up here. Obviously, I should have the handlebars a little bit more adjusted up to be riding it like this, but just this is what I would look like at 6'5" with an inseam 34 with the seat on the maximum height. But this trike does have a quick release on the seat here, so you can drop it down quite a bit. Let me show you what it looks like all the way on the minimum height. So we do have the backrest on here. So here's kind of what I look like getting on this with the seat on minimum height. Handlebars do need to be adjusted just a little bit here, come up a bit higher, but nice relaxed riding position on this trike. I'm hitting my knee here because my legs are long as heck and the handlebars aren't adjusted properly. But yeah, I mean, I could see if you're looking for like a gentle trike that's comfortable, I could see the appeal of this one. So one thing I should point out, this thing is basically designed to be ridden on the street. There's no suspension on that front fork. It is a rigid front fork, which is gonna keep the whole thing a little bit simpler. You're not gonna have to worry about maintenance on the front fork. So obviously this trike is designed for paved surfaces. For added comfort on uneven roads, a suspension seat post can be installed. All right, let's get this thing fired up. Press that button there, should fire right up. Emojo, and we can see we do have a color screen. It is green right now. And when you change it to pedal assist 2, it goes to yellow. And then as you dial it up, you get pink for 4, and then max is red, 5. So miles an hour, front and center, battery charge is right there, so it's 100%. And if you press this center button here, it'll pull up other stuff, such as trip time, odometer, range. Obviously we need to get this thing calibrated. Oh, so we get power output right up there. That's awesome, love to see that. And let's take a look at the light. So you press and hold this plus button to turn on the headlight. So when you do turn that on, it does dim the display a bit. And the light is shining out there. You can see it on the wall. Here's what the light looks like on the front. It looks like a medium brightness. One thing I should point out about the light on it is it doesn't rotate with the handlebar since it's attached to the basket. Take a look at the rear. It does have a light on the rear. If you grab the brake lever, it lights up a little brighter. And then if you hold the plus button to turn off the lights, it will turn off. When you grab a brake, it lights up. No turn signals or anything fancy. Who cares? Nobody looks for that stuff anyway. And then the last thing, this little basket liner thing can kind of go in here, and hey, you know, it's like a little secured storage. It'll tie on there. I think it'll tie on there. So you could like use this thing as a little grocery trip hauler, bro. So pretty cool little trike. Let's take it out, see how it rides. All right, dudes, let's check out the Dexter and see what kind of mojo this Emojo trike has. And of course, we're gonna check our official range today. Don't forget, we're running single battery on this one. You can get a second battery on this if you want extreme range. So hopping aboard this bike, one of the very first things I'm noticing is just how wide this step-through frame is down here, how wide and low it is. Like this thing is just super easy to get on. The seat comes up real nice and high. Handlebars sweep back, so it's comfy to be on. Rides nice with the throttle. Let's see how powerful it is. So on the stock settings out of the box, let's give it a rip up to 20% grade, see how this thing pulls, what kind of torque it has. So we do have rear wheel drive with the differential, so that is awesome for climbing hills. You really want your power sent to those rear wheels. Well, let's give this a try. So I weigh 200 pounds, we'll do full throttle, and the shorter 20-inch wheels kind of amplify that torque too. We're pulling about 5 miles an hour here, 4 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour, and making it to the top of the 20% grade without pedaling this thing at all. Obviously we could pedal it, give it a little bit of extra boost, and we can unlock the top speed on this too. We'll be trying the pedal assist modes once we get to the beach, but first let's see how it does on 0 to 20 acceleration and what kind of top speed we can get. So out of the box settings on this thing will limit you to 20 miles per hour, which you can achieve on throttle only. Truthfully speaking, this is probably all the faster you should ever be going on a 3-wheel machine with 2 wheels on the back and 1 on the front. As you can see, I did put the mirrors on, which are helpful for seeing behind me. Like all trikes, it's important to slow down when turning. The Dexter's differential improves stability, but always ride responsibly. This one actually feels fairly stable with the shorter 20-inch wheels. You know, I've seen some of these trikes running like 26-inch wheels. You really want to keep the center of mass as low as possible on these things. Right now, I have the seat on maximum height, which feels comfortable for me with my long legs. I'm 6'5" if you missed the first part of this video. And the swept-back handlebars, they make it easy for me to reach, but I think even if you were much shorter, you would have no problem reaching these bars. Now, I have not tried pedaling yet. We'll do that when we get to the beach. This screen, the display, is actually very large and easy to see. Definitely one of the better displays I've ever seen on a trike. The font is like just large. I can see it easily. Feels balanced taking my hands off too. Can you see that screen through the polarized shades? Heck yeah, you can. That is awesome. Not every screen can you see through polarized shades with. Also, the menus are nice and easy to operate. All you gotta do is press that M button, holds up your advanced settings. So you can change the brightness, auto off, Unis mode, wheel size, but what we wanna check out is the speed limit. We're set to 32 kilometers per hour out of the box. 32 kilometers translates to 20 miles per hour, but we can increase that all the way up to 41 kilometers per hour. You can also set a password, check the battery stuff too, so you can see how many charge cycles are on it. This one has no charge cycles at all yet. So you can basically keep track of your battery health. Hold the M button to get out of that. So we unlocked the top speed for getting out here on a little bit faster road, although I wouldn't really recommend riding a trike on a high-speed road. So let's go ahead and see how quickly this accelerates from 0 to 20 with the 200-pound rider using throttle only. Ready, go. So it gives you a little indication of power there with that red bar showing 12 miles an hour, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And it actually feels, you know, pretty zippy for an electric trike. I can't really imagine why you would want any more acceleration in that from, you know, a trike. All right, so with everything unlocked now, let's see what kind of high speed we can hit. And for doing a tight turn like this, you're gonna definitely want to slow down so you don't flip it. But yeah, you can take it pretty easily at 10 miles an hour, bust a UE there, and throttle will take us up to 20. And now that we unlocked it, we can go faster than 20 on throttle only. Still haven't pedaled this bike, but throttle will take us up to 23, right around 23 miles an hour. GPS is showing 22, 22.7 here. And can you pedal? Yeah, you can actually keep up with the pedaling. So these are my first pedal strokes here. And yeah, I'd say 23 on a trike is really, really all you need, more than you need. I think I hear a lawnmower coming behind me. Whoa. That is a bike with like a lawnmower engine on it, or a weed whacker engine on it. A little bit noisier than this trike, which, speaking of, this thing makes almost no noise at all. The
noise you might have been hearing before was basically just the chain, you know, the backpedaling of the chain. So that makes a little bit of noise, but once you start rotating the pedals, which, whoa, we're on pedal assist 5 right now. Yeah, this thing has a cadence sensor, so if you're on pedal assist 5 and you just start rotating the pedals, it's gonna give you all the beans, man. You're gonna take off pretty quick. So what we're gonna do now is dial this down to, let's do pedal assist 1 before we try it on 0, and let's just start rotating the pedals here. We got 7 gears on the shifter and 5 levels of pedal assist over here. So if you put it on 1, you know, you're trying to hit that 60 miles of range, throw it on pedal assist 1, gear 1, you can just kind of get moving along real nice and chill here, 3 miles an hour. It's not gonna like overwhelm you with power. So you could pass this off to somebody with, you know, essentially no experience on anything, and this is like a safe ride. Pedal assist 1, let's just try and get it rolling here. Yeah, it just gives you a little bit of power there. You can see the green just bar popping up just a little bit there. Get you rolling. You can use your gears over here, so you want to shift up towards 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as you go faster, so you don't have to pedal so fast. Now let's try pedal assist 2 here. Yeah, it gives you a little bump there showing yellow up there. Took us up to about 6 miles an hour for pedal assist 2, and we're on gear 3 here. I'm gonna bump to gear 4 to keep the cadence reasonable here, and just a real chill riding experience. What happens if we press throttle when we're on pedal assist 2 though? So that'll give you all the juice. So you basically have access to all your power here with the throttle, or you can just pedal to keep it chill. Trikes are kind of big, but not nearly as big as quadricycles. Check out this quad here, 4 wheels on that thing. 2 people pedaling it, no motor on that. That's got to be a workout. This can be a workout if you want it to, but it doesn't have to be. We'll try pedal assist 3 now, see what that does. So that'll hold us right around 8.5, 9 miles an hour here. I'm on gear number 4, so I'm gonna dial that up to about 6. Actually, I'm just gonna throw all the way on top gear 7. This cadence feels good to me. I'm cruising at about 8 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour. Hey, here's another trike. That one has no pedals and 2 riders and a motor. They're not getting any exercise. Oh my goodness, this dude's cooking around this corner on this trike. Trikes are popular today. So now let's throw this thing on pedal assist 4 and just start rotating our legs a little bit here, see what happens. So you actually don't even need to apply any power to the powertrain. As long as you rotate your legs with this cadence sensor, it'll just take you right on up to 13, where it cuts you off right there, and it'll just hold you right at 13 no matter how hard you press on the pedals. And now pedal assist 5, let's just give it a go, see what happens here. So it gives you a considerable amount of power here and really gets you moving way faster than anybody really has any business going on a trike. Whew, yeah, we better slow it down for this turn. This is a sandy turn. So these trikes are awesome if you don't want to have to worry about balancing, and you know, you thought maybe your days of getting out and exploring around town are over. That is not necessarily true, man. Like if you get on a trike, you don't got to worry about balancing. You don't even have to exercise on something like this. You can just use a throttle, get out here and enjoy your life. Get that vitamin D from the sunshine on a nice summer day, fall day. Maybe even take it out, ride it in the snow in the winter. I don't know. Now this does have brake cutoff sensors, so if you get in a situation around like a lot of people, just keep your finger on the brake, so like it won't let you have any access to power if you have your finger on a brake there. So just kind of a little safety tip for you on these electric devices, man. How's it going, man?
Remember me?
How's it going?
What's up,
Oh, dude, you got them like all here too? Yeah, just careful the throttle's live. Yeah, let me know what you think of it, man. Dang, he's cooking on that thing.
Okay, yeah.
Dang, putting it through his faces.
I like the storage. I mean, now having these ones, I want storage space now to put stuff in, so I like that this has a lot of storage space now.
Don't run your feet over, bro.
Which one are you reviewing?
I'm doing a trike right now. Somebody's riding it right now. You might want to check it out, okay?
I'm only 68, man. I got a few years left.
You got plenty of years left. You're doing just fine. I just had to give you a hard time.
For as long as I can.
So the Dexter is ideal for city and neighborhood riding, but it's not designed for sand or off-road terrain. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna try it though.
Give it just a bit of a roll out here and see if we have enough juice to get through. Yeah, these tires are pretty much sinking in. So of course you always have the throttle. So, you know, if you want to get out for a little beach day or something, you can just get off the side of it, kind of bump on that throttle, you'll be good to go. All right, so let's go try the California incline, then test the brakes and see what kind of range we get out of this thing. So now we're gonna hit the California incline. It's an 85-foot elevation gain there. Average grade is 12%. Let's see how she do. So the first section here is the spiral. Let's see how it does here. So I gotta be careful. We're a little bit wider than a bike, but plenty of torque, just kind of hitting on and off the throttle there, pulling us up the spiral section here, right about 7 miles an hour. And at 7 miles an hour, pulling a turn of this radius, we're having no trouble at all. The differential on the back is definitely helping with that because it sends the power to both wheels and it allows you to send power to each wheel at different speeds. So going around the corner, it can send the proper amount of power to each wheel and it feels stable. Let's see how it does here. I'm gonna have to let off. We got a lot of traffic here. All right, we'll do full throttle now and see how it does. Pulling up the California incline, so not pedaling this thing at all. If you need to tackle some steep hills, looks like we're gonna be able to go around this VO pretty easily, maybe. Yeah, pulling 15 miles an hour, climbing the 12% California incline, and we're gaining 85 feet of elevation. So this is actually a pretty challenging hill to do on a non-motorized bicycle. Easily able to pull 16 miles an hour using throttle only, not even pedaling. So if you need to climb some hills, this trike has got your back. So in case you're new here on this channel, we just climb basically from the beach all the way up here. It's actually a pretty good climb that we take for granted on a lot of these things we review. Looks like bro is just taking a nap right here. That works. So we do have hydraulic brakes on this, one rotor on the front and one rotor on the back. Now the benefit of a trike is we get to apply all that stopping force through 3 tires instead of just 2 on like a bicycle, and pulling on these levers. Really don't even gotta pull on them too hard at all. This thing has darn good stopping power. The important part is we have hydraulic brakes on this thing and not some cheap mechanical brakes, so they feel real smooth, real powerful, real linear feedback. So let's say you need to come to an emergency stop. Let's give these brakes a hard stop here from about 20 miles an hour. We have some sand down on the ground too here. Yeah, these brakes are real good, bro. And on this sand, the nice thing about 3 wheels is you don't have to worry, if your front tire slides, you don't really need to worry about crashing. Well, maybe not that you don't need to worry about crashing, period, but your bike's not gonna, it handles much better. Yeah. Say these brakes will do it, bro. All right, dudes, we're gonna head on home, check the final range. I'll share my final thoughts along the way. So halfway through this ride, we are showing 80% on the battery, and that's pretty much 9 miles. We'll see where we're at here in a few. So list price on this one is $15.99 in the link below this video. So if you do want to buy the Emojo Dexter and also help support this channel and get the best price, click on that link down below the video, buy through that link. It's the best of both worlds for both you and this channel. So some of the highlights on this trike that I like are the low, wide step-through frame on the bottom. This has got to be about the easiest to get on and off trike that I've tried. Also, it's got that differential on the back, so it sends power to both wheels, which is great. And just the fact that it's rear wheel drive and not front wheel drive. I really like the screen on this one. It's a particularly nice screen that we can just really see the display nice and easy. And then also these handlebars that sweep back just make for a nice, comfy riding position. The seat on this thing is really comfy to sit on. Nice big wide seat with a backrest on there. And then, you know, the power on it is plentiful, man. This thing gets up and goes. Now, yeah, there are more powerful trikes to be had. You can buy a more powerful trike, but really all that means is 1, you're gonna burn through your battery faster, and 2, it's gonna weigh more. So it's nice that this one is a foldable trike. At least you can fold it in half if you need to, you know, make the footprint of it a lot smaller. So if you want to grab one, use that link below the video, but let's head on home, see where we end up on range. So if you're new here, what I usually like to do is just basically floor it, throttle home, all the way home. Obviously, this is going to really hurt your range, not pedaling and going this fast. Anytime you're going over 15, 20 miles an hour, the faster you go, the more power it takes, which drains your battery faster. But we're still able to hit low 20s, throttle only. All right, dudes, rolling back into the neighborhood. So let's take a look at how we did on range.
And the range number we're about to see was basically under full throttle use for the majority of the day. With pedal assist or the dual battery option, range can be significantly extended.
Now today we did 17.05 miles. We were riding for an hour and 40 minutes of ride time, and we averaged 10.19 miles per hour. Now the battery is showing, well, it was showing 40% while I was riding. Now it's showing 60%. The voltage of the single battery on the back is showing 46.9 volts, basically 47 volts. If we give it some juice off the line here, that thing will drop down to 40%. There's about 40% remaining on the single battery. And I really did not pedal this thing at all. You could definitely do way better on range on this thing if you slowed your pace down, but we did unlock this bike and did a high speed, several high speed runs, including a high speed run all the way back home on throttle only. So range, you know, it's really just gonna depend on how much pedaling you do, and more importantly, what kind of speeds you're riding at. So you know, if you ride this thing like an actual tricycle, like you're actually gonna be riding this thing probably more like, you know, 10 miles an hour, maybe 15 miles an hour, you'll do much better on range. And then of course you have the option to do dual batteries on the back. So I think that's kind of cool how they, instead of having one huge battery, they split it up. You know, hey, do you want, you know, a lighter bike with less range, or do you want to double down, add a little more weight and get way more range? Because ultimately you really only want enough battery to go as far as you actually want to ride your trike. You really don't want to just be hauling around extra weight for no purpose. So for the price, $15.99, in the link below this video, I don't think this is a bad trike at all. If you're looking for an e-trike, grab yourself an Emojo Dexter in the link below. Use my coupon code at checkout to get you the best price and also help support these reviews here on Tail Happy TV. And I greatly appreciate your support.
Check out the Emojo website by clicking the link below the video to learn more or purchase.